4 explosions rocked the city while thousands of office workers and shoppers were enjoying their lunch break in 1970.
Very, very frightening to see so many people, old ladies, young girls. 2 young girls had their pantyhose blown right off their legs.
Brisbane, George Street, 1970.
Just had the first small explosion. We turned around and we've seen this bigger explosion with a flame falling, and the blast come right through across the street and across the shop, you know.
I just thought the whole building had come down. And everything, all you could see was smoke.
4 explosions rocked the street at 1 p.m. To put you in the picture, the blast site was in George Street across from Brisbane Square and diagonally opposite the Treasury Casino, which back then was Queensland's Treasury. The incident was near the top of what we now know as the Queen Street Mall. 40 years ago, it was a road.
The scene in George Street at the moment is one that you could almost imagine after a bomb explosion. People are cleaning up debris, ambulances are rushing people to hospital. In all, complete mayhem has reigned for the last 20 minutes in an area bounded by Burnett Lane, Queen Street and George Street.
39 shoppers and office workers were injured.
How serious were these injuries?
They vary from slight to a couple that are fairly serious.
An 18-year-old woman was killed as huge manhole covers were blasted sky high.
50 feet into the air and were coming down at a tremendous rate. And there were bits of iron and people lying everywhere as if a bomb had gone off in the street.
And there was the risk of further explosions.
Are you having any problems with pedestrian smoking and that sort of thing?
No, we're abiding by our warnings very well at the present time, but there's always a possibility that somebody can break through and this just could cause another explosion.
Queensland's new Premier walked up from his George Street office.
The cause of it, of course, we just don't know at this time. This is something that we have to inquire into, and of course there will be a very careful and thorough inquiry as to the cause of this explosion, which, as I said, is a very serious one.
The explosion was sparked by the control unit for the traffic lights after a build-up of gas. The owner of the Lucky Rabbit's Foot had complained 8 times in 3 months about a leak.
It's a scandal what actually has happened. They had ample time to check this.
Future leaks were taken seriously.
It was picked up by both passers-by and Brisbane Gas Company men who were working in the area.
But it wasn't the last explosion. At the Grange in December 1973, a massive blast levelled shops in Days Road. Hundreds of residents were stunned by the destruction. The gas came from Brisbane's gasworks at Newstead. The site opened in 1887. It was closed in the 1990s. Since then, the land has been decontaminated. From next year, it'll be the site of Brisbane's biggest urban redevelopment. But the gasometer, which ensured the gas flowed under pressure, will remain forever.
Sunday Sport now, and here is Pat.
Thanks, Sharon. Hello, everyone.